In this video we're going to make the openings for the model. You'll remember from the CAD file we have evidence of course the plan indicates there are doors are openings, and there are the section through the drawing shows us there are windows as well that have an unusual 8-inch sill height. So we can use the dimensions from the CAD drawing or use the CAD underlay itself to snap to the various points where the opening needs to be made. So I've created one on the right side here that is essentially the size of the door. I'm going to undo my way out of this to show the steps involved. The first steps are to create the guides so that you whose intersections you could snap to in order to generate the rectangle that it will become that opening. So let me undo the rectangle and undo the guides that I made that are on the face, this right face of the model here, and I'll show you the steps involved in doing it. I'm in X-ray mode so we can see some of the relevant parts of the model. There's a 6-inch slab on the inside of the model, so that we know that the sill of the door is going to be at that 6-inch point. So the first guide that we want to create is a horizontal one. Use the tape measure tool. Let's make sure we're on the outside edge of the face here. And then you want to drag in the vertical direction, and that blue feedback line is indicating that in fact that is the direction in which we're moving. I'm going to type explicitly the number 6 to set a 6-inch horizontal guide. We know that the door height is 6'8" above that, so I'm just going to take any point on that guide that I just created and explicitly type the dimension to the tape measure tool of 6 feet 8 inches, and that creates our head height of that door. The outside edges of the door, this is a little bit trickier, so I'm going to zoom in. We want to snap, we want a line that's the intersection of the inside of that door jamb and the face of the wall here. And here's how we're going to infer that intersection. I'm going to start by clicking arbitrarily or roughly on an outside edge and move in the direction that will place a vertical guide. So we know the green line is the feedback line indicating that we're parallel to the right side of the model. Then I'm going to zoom in a little closer and see that it is that point that we want to begin the 3-foot opening for the door. So I want to move until I can infer that point. Either one of these is parallel to that jamb. So we want to have both the green line that indicates that we're on the face of that wall and that point of intersection with the jamb. And there it is. There are both. I'm going to click once, and that has placed our line on the inside face of that jamb. I could do a similar operation for the other side, or simply type 3 feet in this direction. Let's do it both ways to see what happens. Here's my 3-foot guide. Right, so that effectively gives us that edge. Or I could have, let me undo that guide and do it in the same fashion that I did, that is graphically snapping to the inside jamb there. Notice that if I move directly there, I lose the green inference line that's telling me that we're still on the face of the wall, so we need to be on the face of the wall in order for this to work. And there we are. The dot is telling me that I am at the intersection of where that jamb would project to the intersection of the wall and the wall itself. And if it's correct, I should be able to measure between these guides a distance of 3 feet. Let's snap to the intersection so we can. And there's our 3 feet. Okay. Let's now create a rectangle, which is going to be the outline of the door. And you can see from our dimensions, after graphically snapping, that we're at 6'8" height and 3 foot width. And I can select that polygon. And then in a later episode, we'll show you how to create the opening itself by pushing that parallel to the inside face of the wall.